just want to start us with an opening statement on the first day of practice, and then everybody else raise your hand for questions.
Yeah, it was a fun day, getting out there again, seeing the energy, the guys are pumped up. And the big thing you see coming off that first year, whatever that, ended up looking like, now the guys know the operation. They know the process, they know what it takes, they know what to expect in practice. And so getting out here for the first day, it was much more smooth. The guys know what to do. We can transition quickly. And there's not as much thinking, definitely last spring, we get into the first couple of practices of spring. I mean, guys are like, what's going on? All these new signals and stuff. And now it's nice having that year under our belt. Now we can really dive into the ins and the outs of the X's and O's and what we're doing on each play and adjustments and things like that. So now we're able to move at a better pace. But it was fun being out there. The guys were excited. It was good energy, and I thought the operation was a whole lot better.
Yeah.
Coach, you can be real with us here. What are you doing offensively that has Coach Herm acted like that?
He's always got something. You gotta be ready. Just gotta be ready. But no, it's, we've got some weapons on offense that we're excited about. Obviously our number one goal is to score points, and we know that. And we want to score as many. We're not gonna put a number on or anything like that. We want to score as many points as we can during the game. And so, it's fun, again, getting out there against our defense, having a little bit of that, O versus D, some of that competitive nature and feeling that again. And our guys are excited. Our coaches are excited. And the future is bright for sure.
Michael.
Yeah, Coach, good to see you again. I was asking Coach Edwards. I mean, obviously, offensively, I know he says you got to put up points. You want to put up points. You feel like you can, but preparing against his defense, I mean, I know it's just the first day, but with a lot of them coming back, how much do you think that's going to benefit your offense?
It will, for sure. It's a challenge, and they always say, iron sharpens iron, and we've got some skilled guys on offense, and they've got some really skilled guys on defense. And, the first few days when you're in helmets, you're trying to get a little bit of that, competitiveness, but being smart, as well. And then once the pads get on, now it gets real competitive. And so that'll be fun to watch those guys, through install 3 and install 4 and moving through spring ball. But yeah, our defense is really good, and it's nice to be able to have to deal with not only the scheme that, Coach Pierce and Marvin Lewis and those guys are putting together, but from a one-on-one standpoint, the battles that each of our guys are having to face because of the talent levels, it makes us a lot better.
Chris Cartman.
Zach, just wanted your thoughts on Jaden Daniels coming into year 2 working with you, and there's going to be a lot of expectations, obviously, nationally associated with that.
Sure. Yeah, there's high expectations on our end and Jaden's end too, and that's what we want. I think going back to having a year under his belt, knowing what to expect in the operation and the plays, and now going through it from multiple installs, I think he's going to be able to grow a lot, this off season, through spring, through the summer, and then into fall camp. So there's a lot of time to be able to develop and, watch a lot of film and critique these practices and, get back to the fundamentals of things, and there's the stance, your footwork, and the balance, and all that stuff that goes into making a great quarterback. And, obviously he's very athletic, and he's going to make plays, and he's going to do things that there's no way I can coach. And then there are those things we need to clean up and just becoming a better pocket passer. But like Coach said too, he's doing a great job in the off season with his leadership and what he's doing with the guys, and just being more intentional, going out to practice and making things game-like and trying to develop more instead of cruising at times. So he's doing a lot better job with the leadership.
Jordan.
Yeah. Hey, Coach. So Herm mentioned, guys like Chad Johnson Jr. seem to walk on with a little bit of extra confidence so far today. I know it's still early, but what are you expecting from guys like Chad Johnson Jr. in spring this year?
Yeah, we expect them to step up and become guys, and be factors in our offense. Elijah Badger has a ton of talent. We've got a lot of guys on offense that have a ton of talent, and unfortunately we're only able to see, certain guys in 4 games. You guys have been able to see them in practices more than anything, but we expect a lot out of them. We expect all of our guys. Everybody's looking to make an impact, and that's the fun part of spring. We're looking for who wants to, who knows what's going on, number one, and can play confidently because they're prepared, and then who's going to go out there and make those plays. So it's not just a particular guy or two. I mean, really, we're looking for all those guys, whether it's the starters or the backups or the walk-ons. I mean, everybody's got to go out with the mindset that I'm going to go out there and make plays.
Christian.
Yeah, Coach, I asked Coach Herm about this, but last year you ran the ball so effectively and you did it a lot, often because sort of the game situation. But Herm mentioned he really wants to build out the passing game some more, especially with Jaden in his 3rd year. How do you sort of see that coming to fruition throughout this spring?
Well, we've got a long ways to go, with it just being practice 1 and getting those reps, that we need. And with the 4 games that we had, each game's different. So sometimes it's going to take us running the football a ton to win the game. Sometimes it's going to take us throwing the football to win the game. Sometimes it's going to be that balance, that mixture, and keeping a team off balance. And so it's trying to find, the right thing for each game. Now, going into installs and going into the off season with, you have a plan going through these practices. We want to be intentional with our pass game and develop and get more and more used to these concepts and how we can be more efficient and better with our protections. It's all 11 players. So from Jaden's aspect and what we can do from the quarterback position, we're working on those things, whether it's technique, footwork, drops, or just whether, getting our eyes right in the progression. Can we make signal adjustments? I mean, that type of stuff. And then, each position is contributing to that. So our wide receivers are hungry to go make plays. And obviously it was a limited opportunities in games. So they're all hungry.
Jesse.
Hey, Zach, I just wondered how the receivers are looking and just what are you seeing in their growth? I mean, it's just been 1 practice, but yeah, I just wanted to know what you've seen from them and what you expect from them this year.
I think they're all feeling, at least the guys that have been here, are feeling more comfortable about what's going on so they can play faster and just go out there and do their thing. They can line up a lot quicker. Obviously, there's a lot of young talent in that room, and there's going to be good competition, and whether it's outside guys or inside guys, we're trying to figure out who our best fit is, at certain positions, who can be those, versatile guys and maybe play both, and then how these practices go early on and who takes over as the guy that's done the work to be able to go out there and know what he's doing and be able to play fast. But the expectations in that room is high. And like I said, they're hungry to get out there and do that and give them these opportunities in these 15 practices.
Evan.
Coach, you were able to get a couple former 4-star athletes to transfer over on the offensive side of the ball to ASU, and Jalen and Tristan. Were you able to get a good look at them today? And regardless, what do you expect from them in Arizona State?
Going back, we'll watch the film here in a second. So you see a few things on the field. Obviously I'm working a little bit more with the quarterbacks, and I'm trying to see the full picture there too. But we'll go back and watch the film. I know Jalen's got a ton of ability. He's got good athleticism. He's good in the pass game. We're going to challenge him physically, and see how tough he is, through this process. And, the tight end position, getting the pads on will help, in the run game and blocking and all that stuff. And then, Tristan, I'll see on film. There's a lot of action going on, and but he's got good athleticism, and I think our O-line can be very athletic this year. And like Coach was saying too, we've got more depth than we've ever had. Trying to put that all together, and we're losing our center, and now if we move, whoever we're moving down there and how those pieces fit, we're going to take a look early in these first few practices and see what the best fit is, and then really push those backups, to push the starters.
Chris Cartman.
Zach, can you just take us into the conversations that you guys had in looking at Donovan as a center and any dialogue that you've had with him about that?
I guess the conversations are, getting our best guys on the field, and losing Cade, this year. And that in the center position is a big one. So we wanted a guy that could take control, be a leader, and make decisions. And we felt like Donovan would fit that, really well. The guys look to him as a leader, and I think having him there, puts him in that role where he's got to as well. So I think it's a good fit for Donovan. I think that might be the position where he ends up having the best chance to play in the NFL too, to be honest. And so having those opportunities to play guard, to play center, gives him more versatility as well, even at the next level. So I think that's intriguing to Donovan. But ultimately, if we need to make adjustments and using that second tier of guys too to see who can play center, and that's a big position. We want to make sure that we've got good stability there and good depth.
So are you guys just exploring this, or do you think this is permanent?
That's to be determined.
Christian.
Yeah, Coach, we've talked a lot sort of about the passing game, but with how successful the run game was, and I guess the continued development of the offensive line, how do you sort of hope to carry forward the success of the running game to this year, especially when you have guys like Chip and Rashad coming back and the conference has a whole 4 games of film on them now?
Yeah, that's always an emphasis. Between the run game, the pass game, the screen game, your play action stuff off the run game. And that's the nice thing about spring ball. You got to set it up the way you want it as a coaching staff and be able to say, all right, here's what we want to see, and the emphasis is on all of it. It's not just, oh, we're just going to work the pass game. We're going to work all of it. We're going to work the run game. We're going to work our inside zone, outside zone, our gap schemes, and get to all that stuff, and get everybody on the same page, be able to do it out of different formations. Same thing with the pass game, work our different pass protections, if we want to make adjustments to those, movement stuff. It's all part of spring ball. So we feel really good about the athletes that we have. And now it's finding the best schemes to put them in space and create points, but at the end of the day, it's really nice having Chip. It's really nice having Rashad and Daniel, and those backs do a really good job and they work hard. And I think what the team sees from those guys is their leadership, how hard they're going to work, how much they care about football, and how much they care about, working in practice, because their preparation is phenomenal.
Anybody else? All right. Thanks, Coach.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Coach.